Hello and welcome back to Starving Artist Courses, your all-in-one online music education resource. My name is Juet, and today we will be going over our very first drum beat. Now, if you missed last week's lesson, I advise you go back and check that video out. We went over the basics, the fundamentals of the drums. We talked about what each part of the drum set is called. We worked on how to hold and swing the drumsticks. And we also went over some basic timing exercises so that when we play the drums, we're careful not to speed up and not to slow down, but to stay nice and consistent. So today we're going to be going over our very first drum beat. Now, we're only going to use 3 parts of the drum set today. If you remember, this one is called the hi-hat. This here is called the snare drum. And the one on the floor is called the kick drum or the bass drum, okay? We're only going to be using these 3 today. Now, we mentioned the hi-hat is what helps us to keep our timing, okay? So throughout this drum beat, we're going to tap the hi-hat consistently over and over, and then we're going to add in the snare and add in the kick drum. And when we play all 3 of those together, it's going to create our drum beat. So the first exercise is to hit the hi-hat along with the snare only. No kick drum yet, just the hi-hat and the snare. Now we mentioned quarter notes and eighth notes. The quarter notes will go 1, 2, 3, 4. When it's eighth notes, we add the word and between those numbers. So it's going to be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So when we hit the hi-hat, we're going to hit this on every count. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And then we'll add in the snare on the numbers 2 and 4. Here's our first exercise. Okay, great job. Now, I want you to notice something very important. When we hit the snare, we still hit the hi-hat at the same time. It doesn't go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. We don't stop hitting the hi-hat. When we say 2 and 4, we hit both hands together. We strike together on both parts of the drum. So it goes 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now, we want to add in the kick drum on this next exercise. So we're going to forget about the snare for a moment and focus on the hi-hat and the kick drum. Now, the snare was hitting on 2 and 4. For the kick drum, we want to hit on the numbers 1 and 3. So it's going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Let's go ahead and try it on this next exercise. Okay, great job. Same thing like I said with the snare. When you hit the kick on 1 and 3, you're still hitting the hi-hat on those numbers. The hi-hat doesn't stop, it keeps swinging. So you hit the kick at 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now it's time to put everything together. First we did the hi-hat with the snare, and then we did the hi-hat with the kick. Now we want to do the kick on 1, snare on 2, kick on 3, snare on 4, like this. All right, great job. You just learned your very first drum beat. Now, that drum beat was very basic, but with that, you can now play hundreds of songs. So part of your homework this week is I want you to listen to music. The reason you're learning music in the first place is because you love music and now you want to learn how to play it, right? So I want you to listen, use your ear this week. Find some songs that have this drum beat in it. You're going to be surprised when you listen to the radio. 99% of the songs you listen to are going to have this as the base model, if not the entire song will just be just this drum beat, okay? So I want you to practice this beat this week. And again, start at 60 beats per minute and work your way up to 90. The first day start at 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, okay? Now, this is going to take consistent practice every single day, which brings me to my next point. I want to offer you a free gift as a thank you for tuning in. It's called Finding Your Rhythm, Making Time for Your Dreams. This PDF guide gives you 3 practical steps on how to set aside time every single day to dedicate towards practice or whatever your dream is, no matter how busy your schedule is. So if you want access to that, visit starvingartistcourses.com, join our mailing list, and it'll be emailed to you right away, okay? And if you have any questions regarding this video, please comment below, all right? Now, next week, we're gonna build on top of this drum beat. So I don't want you to miss a beat. I want you to go ahead and subscribe and hit the bell so that you're notified whenever a new video comes out, okay? Once again, thank you so much for tuning in. Great job. Now go and dream out loud.